Yo, what's poppin', gamers? What's good? What's good? I should probably put myself on the screen. There we go. Now I'm a VTuber and not a loading screen. What's good, gamers? Yeah, today's cleaning. I'm kind of just sitting here right now trying to figure out like what I actually want to clean though. I did go on like a weekend trip, as you know, I went to Offkai. I haven't really been. Yo, what's up, Selena? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. True. Was good, gamer. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do because I haven't been home long enough to accumulate a whole lot of filth or anything like significant to clean. So it's probably just going to be retreading old ground. You know, not that it makes too much of a difference for the purposes of the stream. It's more for like the actual physical activity that I will be doing, that I will perceive and you will hear through the occasional background sound. But that such is the way of cleaning streams as a VTuber, when you do not have a camera set up to allow for the thing. Maybe one day I'll do this as like a hand cam situation, but I kind of don't want to for a number of reasons. First of all, I don't need y'all seeing how I live, but I don't know, also just I would be afraid that something would go wrong, like camera would fall or like reflections, you know how it'd be. Yeah, we're out here. We are out here. I am probably gonna clean up around my desk first because there is a decent bit of trash around here. And I'm thinking, I don't know, what did we do like the first cleaning stream? We did like cleaned out my sink because it had a bunch of shit in it, and then a little bit of my stovetop. Then we cleared out the fridge, and there is a decent bit of stuff that's piled up in the fridge again. So maybe we'll be going for dumpster walkies again. Maybe that's what we'll do. That could be fun. Dumpster walkies. Head out to the dumpster. Be talking to my phone like a weirdo. People will think I'm like, I don't know. I wonder what people would think if I'm outside doing like talking to myself like I was last time I did that. I wonder if they think I'm like on the phone with someone, or if they think I'm just like a weirdo that's talking to themselves. I wonder if they even notice. They probably don't notice. That is the thing in general about like that I try to keep in mind whenever I'm in public and doing something like slightly out of the usual. And I can't really think of an example off the top of my head recently where I've done something like that, but people really like you don't pay attention to what people are doing in public, huh? I know I don't. I feel like it's almost kind of like, this is something I heard someone say forever ago. It's kind of like narcissistic in a way, and it wasn't really that. The actual context was like, you know, when you make like a deal on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and you go to meet up with the person, you're like, oh, this person's gonna kill me. This is like kind of sketch. And then they don't, and you're like, woo. Isn't it a little bit narcissistic to assume that people want to kill you? Like, what if they actually just want to sell you the thing? I feel like that's more likely than like something bad happening to you in most situations. I would imagine most people, I mean, I wouldn't imagine, this is like factually true. Most people aren't like out to harm anyone. And even the people that are, like, why would they harm me? Like, why would I assume that I'm so important that I'm the one they would target? Not to say it couldn't happen. You should absolutely be aware of your surroundings, but like, I don't know what makes me special that someone wants to use a weapon on me as opposed to anyone else. Probably nothing. They probably won't. But the same thing kind of applies to people paying attention to you. Like, I don't particularly stand out. Most people don't. You're just kind of going along with your life like everyone else. You do something weird, ain't nobody see that shit. And if they do, they're going to forget about it in like 2 minutes because they got their own shit going on. So, I kind of try to remind myself of that. But, you know, still, whenever you're like being perceived by people, you're like, oh, well, I guess I should be normal and act normal. I should be an NPC. It's like a weird, like, innate thing that we have going on inside our heads. All that to say that I feel a little weird when I go outside. on these streams and talk to my phone, but I'm gonna do it anyway for the content. What's up, Sheepy? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Ezra, dare me to put hot Cheetos on this fish sandwich. I dare you to put hot Cheetos on this fish sandwich. Is this like a you don't want to be responsible for the decision thing? Like you do want to, but you want someone else to tell you to do it? Because I do that shit all the time. I'll be like, hey, should I do thing? And then people are like, you know, Ezra, you asking indicates that you want to do the thing. Just do the thing. And I'm like, no, you're right. I'm in that situation frequently. But yeah, we're out here. So we're probably doing dumpster walkies again today at some point, because I do need to clean more of my fridge out, have more space for things. Bruh. I don't know, what else can I stall with while I wait for my body to catch up with my post-nap brain? I don't really have any like fun stories from today or even like from the past week. I'm just kind of like balling. I found that, like, kind of like I talked about in the New Vegas, the stream last weekend, I have found that, like, generally I feel like better. I've been waking up on time more often. I'm not like as stressed out as I was prior to Offkai, but there is definitely a side effect of that, of like I was doing a lot of like fun shit for like 4 days, and now I'm back to like my normal routine, and it's like, oh no, I'm back to the only time I ever do anything mildly interesting is when I stream. Oh no. And then I'm sitting here the rest of the day like, so y'all know what I'm saying. You know, like the staring at the wall vibes. I guess I could play like a video game or something, but I've also been trying to be more conscious of that, especially on like weekdays when I have to wake up the next day. Because if I dare play something on my PC, I usually will end up like sitting here for a long time and lose track of time. And then it's a problem because then it's like way too late. So what I've taken to doing instead is just like watching YouTube on my phone in bed, which has also kind of been working out. But like, boy howdy, I wish that work wasn't like a requirement. Again, like I always say, not to say necessarily that I hate my job. I'm very lucky to have the job I have. I like it a lot. I like the people I work with. I like what I do, but I wish I didn't have to do it for 40 hours a week. Actually, you know what? I've thought about this. I kind of wish. I am a big advocate for the 4-day week. But I had another idea recently that I think is also kind of smart. What if, like, instead of the 4-day week, we keep the 5 days, but like you work one day and you're off one day. So it's like you work Monday, off Tuesday, work Wednesday, off Thursday, work Friday, off Saturday, work Sunday. Now for a number of reasons, mostly social and faith-based in the States, because, you know, Lamau, Sunday would never be a day where that would happen. But like, I think I would be fine with that personally, because then I would get an off day a lot more often. I feel like I wouldn't notice that I'm doing the 40-hour situation, but that probably varies from person to person too, because by nature of weeks being 7 days, which is also kind of arbitrary, we could change it to be like 9. I feel like I personally wouldn't notice, but some people may be like, oh, well, I'm working like different days every week. That's kind of fucked up. What's up, Kime? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Never get absolutely blasted on your off day. You'd have to be prepared for the next day every single day. That's true, but I raise you get blasted after your work day. But that's a good point. There is definitely merit to having more than one day off in a row. there is also, and I guess it would kind of be like, assuming you're a full-time employee that gets like time off as a benefit, you could just be like, oh well, this is when I want to get blasted, so this is when I'm going to take my day off. But you know, that's also not how that would go for a number of types of employment. And then you handle like people that are on call. Yeah, I don't know. I think it has potential if we're really unwilling to drop the unnecessary 5th day of the work week. I think that's a viable alternative. But like, realistically, probably nothing's gonna change. Anyway, I'm not a political VTuber, I just talk about things. Yeah. I should probably like get up and actually do some cleaning here soon. First things first, I do have a lot of trash around here, so I do need to clean that up. So I'll probably get up and go get a trash bag and then start picking up trash. So hold on. Or I could just sit here. I could also act like I'm cleaning, actually. Y'all would never know. I could just switch to Crunchy and be sitting at my desk and just like occasionally move my phone to act like I'm walking around. Y'all would never know. I just let this shit pile up. Speaking of piling up, I'm pretty sure I've already told y'all about Trash Mountain. Have I ever told y'all about Trash Mountain? Have I ever told y'all the legend of Trash Mountain? Maybe I'll talk about that while I'm in Crunchy mode. But yeah, okay, I just need to force myself to get up and do the thing. Hold up. Woo! Yippee! I did the thing again where I put my headphones on and fucking, I don't need headphones. There's no audio. I'm not playing cleanup. I am cleaning up. Hold up. I gotta stop being addicted to yapping real quick. Ah! Oh god, that was so many calories I just burned getting up and walking. I think I don't need to do Miku boxing this week. I think I just got enough exercise right then and there. Okay, so The Legend of Trash Mountain. I positioned this as a really interesting story, and I assure you it's not. It's basically exactly what you think it is. So my first experience with living not with Burb family was in my freshman year of college. I started living in a dorm, and luckily it was with a roommate that I already knew from Burb High School. So we already like they knew Burb, I knew them, so like it would have been hard for me to actually like cause significant amounts of problems. In fact, this person has gone on to describe me as a great roommate outside of the Trash Mountain situation. However, what you'll find is that I was not super equipped to be responsible for my own living space. Because again, it was my first time not living with Burb family. So I didn't really understand the importance of like keeping on top of cleanliness, and that has extended to my current life, obviously, but it was especially bad then. The way the dorms were set up, if you know anything about like the typical American college dorm and the way that they're set up, you have like this tiny ass like storage unit amount of space, and you have a bed on each side, and then each side also had like a desk, and that was pretty much it. So you'd spend most of your time like at the desk or in your bed, and because I didn't feel like setting up the desk to be worked at, what I would do is spend most of my time in bed on my laptop, like watching YouTube or playing games, or you know, doing things that you do in your free time. That part's not necessarily important, but that is where I was most of the time, and the desk was like set up at the foot of the bed. And the trash can that we set up in this room was near the front door of the dorm, which was like beyond the desk. So you may start to see where this is going. Anytime that I accumulated trash from like snacking or like, I don't know, just whatever you accumulate trash from generally, instead of like getting up and walking over to the trash can, because that's a lot of work, I would just like find a place to set it on my desk. And it wasn't a large desk, so it quickly ran out of space. So once it ran out of space, I was in a dilemma, right? Because where the fuck am I gonna set my trash? And my solution was to essentially create like a stable base of the trash that was already there, like some Tetris type shit, and then I could then position additional trash on top of it. And this habit never got broken because I am the way I am. So what eventually ended up happening is I did this exact like situation where I would set the trash up in such a way that I could pile more trash on top of that trash. There were like 6 or 7 layers of this like stack of trash where I could just reach over from my bed, set it there, and not have to go over to the trash can. It was like that for like almost the full semester. And the only reason the Trash Mountain got disassembled was because the roommate in question that we discussed earlier developed a Tinder addiction. And one day he was like, "Hey, I'm having a Tinder date over. Can you disassemble Trash Mountain?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine." One, that's how it got named, because I hadn't thought to call it Trash Mountain. It was just like my life, and I had gotten used to it. And two, I ended up making more work for myself by trying to like keep the thing stable so it wouldn't collapse into the middle of the room, than it would have been to just stand up and go to the trash can. So that should give you some idea of why I am the way I am. There you go. That's the legend of Trash Mountain. Hope it was at least a little bit as entertaining as I made it out to be. Hopefully it can be turned into a short or something. I don't know. Admitting to things I wouldn't say with a gun to my head. Why? Why not? I mean, tell me one thing that's actually wrong with that story. And I'm being 100% genuine here. I brought it up in other cleaning streams, I think. But we as a society, I think, care about the cleanliness of our spaces to an extent that isn't necessary. And I don't really mean I don't really mean that like having a clean living space isn't important. Like if you let like mold grow too long, for example, like you will breathe that shit in, and then you'll like grow mushrooms out of your hands, and then you have free food because you can just like grab the mushroom and eat it. And like that's pretty. I'm talking to myself into keeping mold in my home. Anyway, that's a joke. Don't do that. It'll just make you really sick and not really give you any benefit. But what I don't mean is that we shouldn't clean our spaces. What's up, Christopher? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. What I mean is like, and I'm sure this is like mostly a shared experience from people I've talked to. It's like that phenomenon where like you're having guests over and your family will be like, hey, you gotta like clean your room up. You gotta like make sure like nothing's out. You gotta like put stuff in your drawers and stuff, put it away. And then like also, I mean, maybe this was just my mother being like neurotic a little bit, but Burb Mother would always, when we had people over, apologize for the home being messy after she had spent like multiple hours like vacuuming and cleaning the bathrooms and doing a whole bunch of other shit. Purely because there was like some envelopes out on the counter. And I think that kind of thing, because that also like is kind of part of the culture, at least in the part of the states where I live. I don't know if it's true everywhere, but like it's not a crime to own things and have them sitting out. I feel like there's an expectation that a living space, if someone who doesn't live in it sees it, should look like it's not lived in or barely lived in, and I don't get that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not disgusting. I am. I have a bunch of stuff that I just barely clean outside of these streams that I wanna get started with cleaning and stuff like that, and be more on top of it, which is why I do these. But like, there is a level to which I believe it's no longer necessary. It's not embarrassing to just like have some stuff out. It's not embarrassing to be 100% on top of cleaning. Just like, don't have mold everywhere and don't have trash on the floor, I feel like, and I'm not going to be upset. And even then, I have plenty of homies that I go to their place and, you know, they do have trash everywhere, and it's like, I get it. Because not everyone can keep on top of that. It's not the biggest priority when you've got other shit going on. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that kind of thing will shift culturally with people getting younger, and, you know, people being more open about the lack of ability to have time management anymore for a lot of people, and also with like mental illness plays a part of it too. For the longest time, I like physically would not have been able to do this every other week because I wasn't being treated for my ADHD. What's up, Mason? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Like maybe it'll shift, and maybe people won't care as much about like cleaning every single part of their home every time they're gonna have people over. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, Trash Mountain was still really stupid, and I really should have just gotten up and used the trash can, but like, it's a funny story. It conjures a fun image in your head of what I was like in Burb College. I don't know, there's a difference between a mess and a lived-in space. Just so long as you're not allowing a whole ass bacterial contamination, you're probably fine. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There is a satisfaction to having like a super clean place because it looks nice, it looks aesthetically pleasing. But I don't feel like I need to have everything be spotless all the time. I think is where I was going with that. So by that metric then, fucking Trash Mountain really isn't that insane. It's just like kind of weird. Apartment will not be clean without support from my family. The hours we work are far too much. The reliance on fast food that encourages even more trash. Exactly, because I do this on top of a full-time job. So then my other problem is that like on days when I'm doing longer streams, I almost have to order food in some capacity, or like go stop somewhere and get food, which I've been doing more often to save money. Because like those rest days have helped a lot with that too. When I started doing like Mondays and Thursdays off, have helped a lot with actually going and getting food. But the point being, we produce a lot more trash when we live that kind of lifestyle. And I don't even say that to say like, oh, I work a bunch. Like, even when you're only just working full time, it's still hard to find the energy to cook for yourself if it's not something you inherently enjoy. Which in my case, it's not. You know, it's really easy to just like go get food. And then you have more trash you have to deal with, which means more you have to clean. And that, it just piles up and it gets overwhelming. Although I will say, having done these cleaning streams for a while now, it is a lot easier to get myself started on cleaning because my nest now is in a much more manageable state, so it gets increasingly less overwhelming each time, which is really cool. And I'm trying to think, like, I read, I think it was the last book I've ever read, like the last paper book I ever read. Everything else is ebooks now, but I read this book about like, it was about like best practices in programming and like software development and stuff like that. But one of the chapters was about something called the broken window theory. And it applies to more than just development, but it was relevant in development because, like, you know, if you have broken code and then you work around the broken code, you're less likely to make everything else around that broken code work well because, hey, it's already broken. Who fucking cares? I think, like, the moment you don't keep on top of it, it's just kind of Jover until you get to the bottom of that in some ways, because it's like, well, shit, I've already got like trash here, I might as well have trash there, kind of thing. And it's called the broken window theory because, like, I mean, think about like vandalism in, like, I don't know, I picture New York for this. You have like a building with some windows and one of the windows is broken. People are more likely then to go like graffiti and break other windows on that building because it's like, shit, well, the window's already broken. And the same thing kind of does apply to life there. And with everything that we have to juggle in current year, it is incredibly hard to have that it is incredibly easy rather to have that kind of broken window in your life where you let one thing go a little bit too long and now it's like, well, shit, I guess I can break this window too. So that's also sort of the situation I'm in with that kind of thing, but it's getting better. I'm eating out less. I'm cleaning more. I've consistently been able to walk around my living room without having to push shit to the side for a month now. So that's pretty sick. Broken code becomes load bearing, and then we have the coconut JPEG that's needed for TF2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the coconut, the TF2 coconut is a great example of the exact thing I'm talking about when related to development. For those who are unfamiliar with the TF2 coconut, within the package of the game Team Fortress 2, there's a JPEG of a coconut, and if you delete it, the game will not compile. The coconut is not visible anywhere in the game. It serves no function, but if you delete it, the game will not compile. That was I don't know where it came out. It came from one of the TF2 devs, though. I think an ex-dev that was talking about their experience working on the game, and they shared that story of them working on fixing something else, and they're like, oh, well, this coconut doesn't need to be here, and deleted it. Whoops, it broke the entire thing, so that they just left it there and worked around it. Pretty epic. Pretty epic stuff. Alright, we gotta switch over to the crunch. Gotta call myself on Discord. The area around my desk has been clean for a while, but I've been continuing to yap. So, we need to switch that over. Let me... do this. And then I think if I just... There's a mountain on my boobs right now. Okay, call myself on Discord. See if it works. And then if I like talk at myself, it should eventually... if I refresh... No? Yes? No? Why? Why? Oogie, why do you do such things? Maybe if I do this, it'll work. Ah? No. Bruh. Bruh. No? Okay. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Well, it's gonna be a mountain until it gets its shit together, I guess. Let's switch to the crunch here. There it is, just in time. Okay, now we got a little bouncy child. The blorbo-pilled motherfucker. Just like hiding under the OBS. Get out of there. Get out here. Get out here. Alright, and then I need to pull up my own stream so I can view my chat. Goddess of Victory. Is that a game worth playing? Do y'all play that? Is it good? Is it a banger? Hold on, I gotta watch these ads on mobile YouTube to give myself another, like, quarter of a cent in ad revenue. Alright, now we're good. Now I can see chat and walk around. Y'all ever just drink water? I do. Sometimes. I've actually kind of been slacking on my water intake lately. My piss has not been clear. I'm sure y'all were very interested to know whether it was. It was not. It was actually to a point I was kind of worried I was sick or something, but I'm just dehydrated. I'm a dry burb. I'm like an overcooked turkey. Dry as shit. Ooh. Not dodging the piss fetish accusations. I mean my chat's not. I think. I don't know, there are some members that have openly said, I just think it's a funny word to say and a funny thing to talk about. It's like, oh, you don't expect like the cute blorbo-pilled Vtuber to talk about piss, and yet here they are talking about piss. It's like that kind of situation. But mostly it's just funny. And there's also something really satisfying about shouting like piss the way I do. You can get a lot of like power behind it. It's like Fusro Da from Skyrim, but it's piss. I stare a motherfucker in the face and I shout piss, and then they go flying. Alright. We're balling, let's do this stuff up. I've got a monster box that we've got. And I have an empty popcorn box, but those are actually the only two boxes. Definitely a bit odd, makes me think of the Nickelodeon feet things. Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know, y'all are just gonna take me at my word that I just find it funny. Why would I ever lie to my chat? Why would I ever do that? That would be messed up. Who would ever get on the internet and spread misinformation? Not me. I do not enjoy spreading misinformation online. That in and of itself was misinformation. I love spreading misinformation online. It's one of my favorite things to do. Oh god. Okay, what we did, the current box, which was sitting on the floor. Me having less shit to clean up does not mean that I'm any more organized than I used to be. Instead,
I still do just set shit down without putting it in its proper location. Granted, I don't know what the proper location would really be, because I've never really been super organized. I just kind of have like cups and dishes and shit all over the place, and I just kind of remember where it is. So that's one trash bag down. Just so I can just keep until tomorrow. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I found a couple more things to toss in here. Ugh. Okay. There we go. CIA, yeah, I'm a Fed. I'm a federal bird. I'm the drone that birdsaren'treal.com warned you about. I should either make or commission that shit post. The one where it's like anatomy of a bird, and it's like, this is where the fuel tank is, and this is where the camera is, that one. I should commission that. That'd be funny. So I have some more drinks that can go in the fridge here. Okay, and then these. Fueled by piss. Yeah, the pee is stored in the fuel tank. When a bird shits on your car, it's actually what's actually happening there. This is a neat fact that nobody will ever tell you. That's actually a lot of atomic-sized, like one atom, tracking devices, so that they know where your car is. That's what's happening when that happens. So beware. Be careful out there. Oh my god! I forgot I had this. It is a Breaking Bad soda. It has Walter White in sunglasses drawn on the front, and like the signature hat, and he's just kind of staring at you. I should drink that and let y'all know what it tastes like. It's one of those instances where I've had shit just like sitting here for so long that I forgot it existed. Signature wacky hat. Yeah, Walter White's just a silly, goofy little creature. Silly, goofy little guy. Okay. Clearing out my sink now. I've got a bunch of dishes in there again. And you in here. I don't know, I'm personally of the opinion that Walter White can cook a little bit as a treat. Walter White in the kitchen, what will he cook? You think he knows how to cook, like, actual food? Do you think he, like, makes dinner for Walt Jr.? He probably does at one point in the show. I just don't remember. Okay, so I think we cleared out Walter White and the Too Many Cooks intro. Real. I haven't watched Too Many Cooks in a while. But I do love those, like, Adult Swim hidden horror type things where it's like, oh, this is like weird but kind of cool, and interesting, and then it goes full horror.
I think my favorite is unedited footage of a bear. If you can handle horror and don't know what I'm talking about, I do recommend that y'all go check those out if you've never seen them. They are neat. They're really cool pieces of media from the early 2010s. Okay, grab another thing. Ugh. Okay. We grab the thing. I'm gonna dump you. Cool. We did it. Ugh. Another one is this house has people in it. The one where they like no clip through the walls. Alright. And sick. Next up. Yeah, I'm gonna scrub the sink. Hold on. Let me go over here again and grab more shit. Shit. Ugh. You ever just die? Okay. Here it is. Once again, I will remind everyone that you should be proud of me because I purchased cleaning supplies a few weeks back. Never mind, this box is empty. I grabbed an empty box of the thing instead of the box that actually has one. However, give us another box to collapse and throw away, so there's your content. Okay, back over to the storage closet. Yippee! Woohoo! Or maybe I used them all in previous cleaning streams and never got rid of them. Another distinct possibility. Seems to be the case. Cool. Alright, well, I gotta go to the store again. Alright, I have something else I can use, but it won't be as heavy duty. Okay. There it is. Me when I'm back in the closet. So back in the closet. I am possibly the funniest person alive. Out first and foremost. That works. Put you over here for now. And then grab one of these. We got some wet wipes in this bitch. Alright. Okay. I also have the fear of getting evicted from my nest whenever they like do inspections and shit. They never have. They've never like actually properly inspected anything. They're just like, oh yeah, your like AC unit's working or whatever, and then they leave. But I always have this fear that like because my shit's slightly dirty, it's gonna like break the cleanliness clause or whatever of my lease agreement. There's no way that it would actually like be that. But that's another issue I take with like cleanliness culture that we have, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like people expect everyone to follow that standard even if they like don't live a lifestyle where it's easy to do so, and then it becomes like a problem. Only for serious hoarding anyway. Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't change the fact that there's like this innate fear I have where I'm like, oh, well, I left a couple things out. Oh no, that's unclean, because that's sort of the culture I was raised in. And again, I don't know if that's a universal experience. I do think that probably my burb fam, especially so burb mother, was
I don't know, more worried about that kind of thing. But at the same time, there is like such a focus on having your shit be like perfectly clean that makes it, I don't know, just that much worse if you aren't capable of meeting that standard. Like, one of the ways the mentally ill are penalized. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, actually, because that reminded me of, do y'all remember Hoarders? There were other similar shows too about other things, but like Hoarders especially stands out in my mind. I think the other one is that one, oh wait, no. Well, yeah, I don't remember what it's called. There's another similar one. And then there's also Dr. Phil falls into this category. And I haven't watched cable television, so I don't know if we've moved away from this at any point. But I remember growing up, there was this big, like, trend in television shows where they would, like, find people doing things that were perceived to be a problem. With Hoarders, it was specifically, like, hoarding. And then, like, with Dr. Phil and other similar ones, it was all sorts of things where they kind of, like, sensationalized mental illness and even sort of invalidated it, because the way it was presented was just, oh, look at this weird thing that most people don't do. Isn't that weird? Haha, point and laugh at this person. And I'm hoping we moved away from that a little bit, because I'm hopeful about the decreasing stigma around discussing and empathizing with mental health struggles. But it's a weird thing to look back on now, because it's like, oh, this was kind of like fucked up. Not only did this person like get their name out there in front of a large audience, they were also ridiculed for something that they're not entirely in control of. Bum Fights guy calling out Dr. Phil by cosplaying as him, saying we both exploit the unfortunate. Real. Like, I don't super like Bum Fights guy, but I have a lot of respect for, one, like his self-admission that he is a piece of shit person, and two, going on stage to call out Dr. Phil and say that like he does the same shit. Like don't fucking come at me, pal. I do have a lot of respect for that move. That shit's kind of legendary in its own way. I don't know. I was never super into Dr. Phil, neither was my family, but I do know it's like a big part of culture, or at least it was. I think it's kind of fallen off. Like, he's still a guy. I know Dr. Phil still does stuff, but like, does anyone care? Nobody I know. Nobody I know cares. Okay. I don't know that I need to go too hard on this part of the sink, but give it one more sweep here and we'll move on to the other side. Ugh. Get in there. Get some of that shit. Hell yeah, brother. Clean that shit. Yo. Alright, let's fucking get it. This side is significantly cleaner because I don't really use it. So probably just one towel on this side, and then my sink will be shiny again. Very pog, very cool. Warhammer 40k. The weird kind of bird people. I do not know much about Warhammer 40k. I played some of Dark Tide. What was it? Dark Tide, I think. The one with the guns, the one that was like Left 4 Dead. But I don't know anything about 40k or Warhammer in general. Plugin. It does seem interesting though. There's like a lot of universe stuff there. It's a very strange universe. I would not want to live there. I do know that. I would not want to live in that universe. I think perhaps we should not allow that type of society to form ever. Because it generally seems bad for most of the people involved. It was a fun game. I know a lot of people like it. This is not something I would ever get super into. Granted, that there's very few things I've ever been super into. The only one that comes to mind is actually Drakengard. Everything else I'll be like super into for a little bit, and then I'll immediately fall out of it because I just don't have the ability to put that much attention into a thing for that long. My hand kind of hurts from the position I have to put it in to scrub this shit. Ugh. Oh, good. There we go. I don't think I'd even heard of Warhammer, believe it or not, until like most of the way through Verb College. Because I had a coworker at a job I had at the time that was super into it and would like build the statues and shit. I would always talk about it, and I'd kind of be like, I'd kind of nod along, like, yeah, haha, sounds cool, haha, hee hoo, and then I would not actually pick up on anything about it. I do have some interest in the building aspect of it though, but I think if I was gonna do like minis and like buildable shit, I'd probably do like Gundam. Gundams are cool. They got like a lot of parts you put together. It's pretty sick. I think there was a Miku one that I wanted to do at one point. Just wash my hands. Building is really fun, but you just want to build 3D printing is sick. True. 3D printing does seem fun, but I don't really have the knowledge required to what are the words? Walkthrough. I don't really have the know-how to make anything super cool or interesting. Most of what I'd be printing was just shit that other people already put on the internet and I downloaded. I wouldn't really be able to like make a blueprint or anything. Okay, more dishes that were sitting at my desk. 30-minute missions are a good entry point. The Armored Core kits for that are coming out this September. I do like Armored Core. Did I dream this actually, or did something Armored Core related get announced recently? Like a follow-up to AC6? It might have just been the writers of the team being like, hey, yeah, we want to follow up AC6 or something. It might not have actually been an announcement or anything. But Armored Core 6 was really sick. I enjoyed that game a lot. I don't know if I'd stream it again if they made a new one though, because I feel like probably the way that game was structured didn't make for the greatest viewing experience. Because to get the endings, you kind of just had to play through most of the game the same way 2.5 times. But if they don't structure it like that, maybe we'll play it. I might do like a stream when it comes out. Okay. Here we go. Of course, I also never messed with the PvP in that game. And I think a lot of like the lasting value that game has once you finish the main campaign. But I just know damn well I would have gotten my shit rocked had I tried it. Because I was doing my builds off of vibes and not like actually trying to be a powerhouse or like play intelligently. But yeah. I also desperately want to know what some of the characters, specifically V4 Rusty from that game, look like outside of the suits. Because I have a feeling that that Rusty would be incredibly hot, actually. He has what the kids call BDE. Cool lad, cool guy. Okay. And fucking a little bit up here, polish that shit. Fucking. Yeah, brother, clean that shit. Clean that shit! Boy! Boy! Alright. I really need to, like, next time I see my doctor, I need to talk about my wrists, because they are kind of fucked. They hurt a lot really easy. There was some concept art of the character in them from the official art book. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. I've never... I don't know. My thing with Vtuber is, like, I'm sure his content is sick, but there's just, especially for Dark Souls lore, there's just so much that it's hard for me to, like, even get started on that, you know? Because, like, I have to get caught up on, like, 3 novels worth of lore to understand what the fuck he's talking about. Turmeric can help with joint swelling. I don't know if it's swelling. I think it's just like general weakness, or like my bones being brittle. I am but a small Victorian child that does not drink they milk. I gotta run water for a bit, because I also working on cleaning my garbage disposal situation here. So I gotta run hot water to clear it out. Has to be background music for me. Yeah, that'd probably be how I have to do it too, because, like, it's the same thing I always talk about, I always bring up whenever the topic of anime comes up. I can't, like, just watch a thing. I have to be doing something. So usually the solution is to put on some kind of media I want to consume in the background, and give it, like, a little bit of attention while I also play a game or something. Which is what I've been saying earlier, where I'll, like, watch YouTube and play a game on my phone in my bed. That's been my solution for that. I've gotten through, like, a lot of stuff, a lot of, like, video essays and what have you that I've been meaning to watch for a while. Still no anime yet, though. But that is, like, a larger issue with, like, anime, because with series, not just specifically anime, but, like, any kind of series, shows, or, like, movies, there does have to be some kind of, like, attention given to it so you know what's happening past a certain point. And I just can't do that shit. That's just not possible when I'm playing a game, because I'm playing the game. So video essays are kind of perfect for me in that sense. Okay, I think we're almost done here. And wait for it to go all the way down. Okay, I think we did it. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm gonna switch back to regular mic for a bit. We're gonna take a quick break here because I've done some things.
Sup, fuckers? Alright, we're back. Don't talk to me or my daughter ever again. I think I make that joke every time I have my Blorbo on screen like this. I'm sure it's still equally as funny the 50th time. Bruh. Alright. Probably just clean my fridge out then, and then we'll call it. Feeling like I kind of want this to be on the shorter side. I say, has this already been... Oh my god, it's already been an hour. See, this is the other reason I don't clean. Shit's time consuming as fuck. Although I have been fucking around. I did yap for like almost half an hour, to be fair. Bruh. 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 You'll ever just die? Oh, have I complained about this at all yet? So Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a game, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. It's coming out this month on I think the fucking like 16th or something. I think this Friday, actually. So originally the plan was for the release I was gonna do a 24-hour Donathon stream like I did last year, benefiting the Trevor Project. And I was planning on doing that this weekend because the game's coming out. But then Sega went and put a stream embargo past a certain point in the story to avoid people spoiling it. And while I don't necessarily think I'd get bopped for it, I don't want to risk it. And since I'm playing for 24 hours, I feel like I'll get reasonably far into the game. So now I have to push it off towards the end of the month. So that announcement will be coming soon. But for those wondering, hey, that game's coming out, I wonder why they haven't announced the thing yet. The Donathon. That's why, because Sega went and took a piss in my soup. Yapping the best streams low-key. Honestly, yeah, they tend to perform better, I've heard. They're also like low effort because you don't have to focus on a game. But for me, they're high effort because I just run out of shit to talk about like I am right now. That's why I like the structure I had when I was, the structure I started and plan to continue. I don't know why I said had past tense. I'm absolutely going to keep doing that. But, where I was doing like a cleaning stream one week because then I can like talk about cleaning and just like shit around my house that I find funny because I like forgot about it, or like be reminded of stories and what have you. And then like the following week I'll come up with like a topic. I do have to come up with a topic for next week's. I've liked that because then I at least have like a topic to center it around, but like I am not a talkative person. I cannot come up with like off the cuff topics the way that some streamers can. Getting into models? Maybe. Doing some research, figuring out which kit to buy, that could be fun. But yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of like VTubers out there. I feel like it's like the main thing that people associate with VTubers is just like them talking about pee pee poo poo for a long time. And it's like not specifically pee pee poo poo in the literal sense, just like whatever they're talking about, obviously. But, and they're able to just like come up with topics and keep it going and keep conversation going with just themselves. And I find that fascinating and horrifying because I cannot do that. I don't understand. I will say I'm an extroverted person, believe it or not. I am not an introvert. In fact, I think that's a lot of why Offkai was good for me, is because I was getting a lot of socialization. I start to lose my shit if I'm not around people long enough, but I cannot like start a conversation for shit. I never think of things to talk about. And that obviously extends to streaming. Although doing this at least once a week has been helping with that a lot. It's still like gonna be a while, I feel like, before I can just like sit here and say things without like planning it out ahead of time a little bit. So that's why I'm not primarily just chatting. Although my gaming streams are kind of just that. Like, but like related to the game. Like the New Vegas one, especially the first one, I spent a lot of time just talking about like how cool that game is for its time, which like it is, goddamn. I've really been enjoying that playthrough. I did almost instead of cleaning today because there wasn't a whole lot that like urgently needs cleaning. I did almost swap this out with a New Vegas stream. But I decided against it because I figured, like, you know, maybe there's nothing urgent, but, you know, at least if I, like, retread some old ground, get shit cleaned up again that I already did, do a short stream like this, and, you know, then I don't have to worry about it. But at the same time, the temptation to just play New Vegas, because it's a fucking banger video game, and I completely forgot how banger it is. It was strong. I had to stop myself. But I do know that people enjoy these. I think people do enjoy just like putting this kind of stream on in the background where I'm just like cleaning shit and talking about what I'm doing. Because it's perfect background noise. It requires zero investment. You just gotta put it on and I say things. And like, there's nothing related to it. You just sound. So I feel like in that sense too, I would have felt bad like depriving y'all of that. And you know, I don't mind it. Like I said, it helps me keep on top of cleaning and stuff. Gundam Model is like 20 bucks entry and great background for yapping, but you could literally get Legos. True. Legos are like almost every kid's favorite toy at a certain age. I never had that. It's the same thing with Pokemon. Everyone was into Pokemon at some point. I was not. I have never completed a Pokemon game. And as a kid, I didn't super like the show. I'd probably enjoy it for what it is now, but when I was a kid, I didn't really get it. I preferred SpongeBob. And Legos were a similar thing. Not the least of which because I'm bad at following instructions, so I'd always fuck up some like critical part of a Lego build super early on. And then I'd follow the instructions and I'd get really pissed off because I wasn't paying attention, and now there's a piece out of place from like half an hour ago. But also just like it wasn't that fun to me because I have goopy goblin brain and I require constant stimulation. And Lego is one of those things where like the end result can be super satisfying, but the act of putting the blocks together, I guess the best way I could describe it is it kind of had like homework vibes. May not be the hobby for you if you don't want to follow directions. Well, this is specifically me saying when I was like younger. I think now I'd enjoy it a lot more because there is something like nice about just like sitting there and putting shit together and stream of consciousness. I do enjoy that kind of thing now, but as a kid, I was like, why would I do this when I can like play Mario and collect coins and feel happy every time I do that? and every time I step on a turtle, it makes like a satisfying sound, and Mario go, woohoo, yahoo! When you put together blocks, you're just putting together blocks. That was sort of my mindset as a kid, so I was never really super into Legos either. I never really understood it, but now, as a burb adult, I get it. I get it. So, perhaps. But it's one of those things where I would only ever do it like on stream as well. I don't think I'd find myself doing that in my free time. But who knows? Maybe I'd like it enough that I would. I don't know. I've never really had a hobby like that in general. Anything like even remotely like creative. And, you know, I guess it's not really creative in the like traditional sense, because most of the time you are just following instructions to the letter, but like you're creating a thing, you're putting it together. I've never really had that. My hobbies have pretty much exclusively been like streaming or streaming adjacent things and video games. So it might be neat. It might be neat. It has been in my mind for a while. Like a lot of things, kind of like music was for a while, and you know, I've been practicing my singing as I've talked about. Like in my car on the way to work, I'll put on like songs I want to learn, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm singing the song. I'm not gonna sing for demonstration because I'm tired, but I have still been keeping up with that. Another one was game dev that I want to get into. I did finally recently have the tactile aspect of putting them together satisfying. Yeah, that's definitely an aspect of it too. It just feels nice when things click into place. It's like click, and then you're like, ooh! Like that exact sound every time, I'm sure. Now, game dev is another one. I did recently have an idea for a game that I kind of want to develop. But it is a daunting thing because, like, sure, I'm a software developer, but game development is an entirely different skill set. So, like, there's a lot I'd have to learn, and I'm not the greatest at, like, self-led learning. I am the rare, well, I shouldn't say rare, but I'm a little bit weird in the sense that I actually like thrive in a classroom environment. Like, I need a motherfucker to show me how to do a thing. I can't just like figure it out. I do have to like be told the basics. From there, I can expand pretty quickly, but like it's so daunting to me just like saying I'm gonna do a thing and then beginning to do a thing. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think that's also a big like factor to why I never got super into art, because any art class that I ever took, you know, most like the ones like in school where they were like, oh yeah, you have an art class, you have to do it. They would just be like, hey, this is what art looks like. Make art. And they didn't really like teach you like techniques or like best practice or anything like that. And my brain simply doesn't work that way. It's why like I've never really gotten into any like creative type of thing. So yeah, there you go. More and more context for why I am the way I am. So I feel like in on that note, Gundam and building in general would be the way to go, because like it is literally like it comes with instructions on how to put the thing together. And then you just do what it tells you to do, which is exactly how I operate. All right. I have yapped long enough. At some point here, I will gain the willpower to stand up, and then we will do a round of throwing away old shit in my fridge, and then we will go on a dumpster walkies session, and that's gonna be the end here. So give me a minute. I don't feel like standing up. But Ow. Ow. Big stretch. Oh God, big stretch. And get some water in my system. Yippee! Okay, we're gonna switch back to crunch mode here. Hold up.
All right. Oh, I should switch back to chat. Here we go. Now I can see chat. It's loading. It's not loading. If I do this, it should. There we go. All right, now I can see y'all again. Y'all are being perceived. Don't do anything evil. I will know. I'm in your walls. I find it weirdly satisfying too. I don't know if this is a shared experience or not, but I find it weirdly satisfying to like when you have like a plastic bag or like a trash bag to like shake it out. It makes like a good sound. It's like a whoosh whoosh. It's like ASMR but real. I do have actual birds on my walls. What the fuck? You should probably do something about that if you aren't already. That doesn't sound particularly good. That away. This can go. Sure. Probably get a couple more, which... Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, a couple more. Okay. And this... Okay, perfect. They chilling, we're vibing. Alright, good. That's always good to hear. The birds are chilling. I don't know if it were me, I just worry about like the smell that they would produce after a while, because like they do excrete things from their cloacas. I mean, I should know. I'm very qualified to speak on that. Ugh. And then this goes, and these go. We have a trash bag of stuff and things. Do be in the hole in the wall by the AC. It's a litter box by there, so I might not notice it. Oh, real. That actually does make a lot of sense. Man, I need to get a cat. I need to get a pet of some description. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe when this goes on long enough that I feel like I'm taking care of things, I'll get an animal. Alright, let me just... We still here? Yeah, we're still here. Alright, I need to grab my keys and shit. There's that, and then in here. Hold on, y'all might be losing attention a little bit. Let me get y'all's attention back real quick. Was that enough for you Zoomers and your Zoomer brains? I hope so. Ooh. If I could, I would put, what's it, Subway Surfers gameplay on, but that'll have to do. Alright. Let's go. Walkies time. gonna be quiet for a little bit while I walk through my hallways. Once we're outside, we can chat. The shoes. And we are outside. What's up, fuckers? Alright. What are we looking at? We got like an office building. I don't actually know. There's like an office building across the way from my Nest complex. I don't know what it's for. It's completely unlabeled, but there's lights on, so I assume something has to go on in there. But I never see anyone go in or out. It's kind of weird. Maybe one day we'll do a stream where I do some urban exploration and go in there. Enter the back rooms. Alright. Outside. It's like a crescent moon situation. But more importantly, you can see the Waffle House sign in the distance. Which, as we all know, is the greatest restaurant of all time. Really like a monument to humanity. When everything else is long gone, there will still be Waffle House. Think we'll ever have like interplanetary Waffle House. Like if you're in like the south part of the galaxy, there'll be like Waffle House stations you can stop in at when you're hungry on a road trip. Or like 3 a.m. when you're like out in your spaceship and need something to eat. Think we'll have interplanetary Waffle House? I fucking hope so. If not, I really don't want to live long enough to see the space age. I think I'd stay on Earth purely because Earth has Waffle Houses. Alright. And we're on our way back. There was nothing particularly interesting in the dumpster this time. Last time we did dumpster walkies, y'all may remember the HelloFresh cameo. That didn't happen this time. There was just a lot of like styrofoam, nothing to report. Alright. Gonna be quiet again in a bit here since we're gonna be back in the hallways. Ugh. And we're back. Woo! Woohoo! Alright. Let's go. Ugh.
What's up, fuckers? I'm actually just leave the call because I'm done. Doodaloo. Doodaloo. Alright, we're back. Let me just get that mountain off my tits real quick. Okay. I don't really have much more to say or do. Got some good progress again, or not really progress, I guess, but just keeping up with what we've been doing. So that's good. God, I'm so out of shape. I'm like actually kind of winded from that walk. It doesn't help that it was like burning outside, so like the moment I walked outside, the sweat began. But like, boy howdy. Boy howdy. Alright, let's find someone to raid. Raid these nuts. I can raid Blaze. Haven't been live when she was for a while. She's apparently doing a virtual tour of some aquarium in Chicago. The Chicago Shed Aquarium. Go check that out. She likes Drakengard, so we're basically besties. Alright. So enjoy that. And I will... What is my stream schedule? I will see y'all tomorrow. For Paper Mario. We probably are finishing Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door for real this time, like for realsies. So be sure to come to that. I'm excited. I like that game. And then yeah, we got some other stuff. We got like you can check the Discord. We got some Fallout this weekend. We got some Miku boxing on Friday. I am taking Sunday off probably. I may do like a Gorilla short stream or something, but nothing long. I did a lot on last Sunday, and it kind of wiped me out, so I'm taking it easy this week so I don't end up in that situation again. So yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. It was a good time as always, vibing, leaning, and yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. So until then, Vtuber. Bye bye.